have a few very important people that are going to be speaking shortly, but beforehand, Stephanie and I just want to say a few words, primarily to Justin and Lauren, just to introduce ourselves to the venue and to the group. So my name is Nathan. I just wanted to start off by showing my gratitude for being in the position I am right now as an MC. Table to my left, your right, depending on where you are, probably some of the most important people in my life, especially these two right here. When Justin asked me to be the MC to his wedding, I didn't really know what to say other than immediate, oh my God, absolutely. I'm not one that speaks often, although when he asked me, I said, absolutely, I'll do it in a heartbeat because I love the two of you very, very much. As some of you may notice, Justin has no red wine in vicinity, which we might hear about a little bit later. That's by design. When I met Justin and Lauren, first off, Justin, like very many of the gentlemen at the table that I'm staring at right now, he became like a brother to me. I'm not originally from Ottawa. I didn't grow up with all these boys, but they very quickly became like brothers to me, as some others in the room right now are as well. So I just want to reiterate how important he is to me. And then when I met Lauren, as we heard earlier, after they had been dating for a little bit of time, and then Justin ended up living at her place, she became a very important part of my life. So I just want to say thank you to the both of you from the bottom of my heart for including me in your evening and your lives for the past several years. I don't know how to say thank you enough, so I love you. Stephanie has known Lauren a lot longer than I've known Justin, so she might have a little bit more of a story to tell about their childhood. I'm not exactly sure. If I peek at her speech, maybe. But I'll turn the microphone over to Stephanie now to say a few words, and then we're going to get into the details about how the evening's going to go. So one more time before I hand the mic off, can we give a round of applause to the newlyweds? I love you both.
My name is Stephanie. Coming in hot, I like it. Lauren and I met on Facebook, and if you've ever been on Tinder, you'll know that not all online relationships end in a wedding, and thank God for that. We were fresh out of high school, both moving away from home for the first time to attend university. As I was doing Lauren's makeup last night for the rehearsal dinner, I thought back to doing her makeup in our small dorm room in London 12 years ago. I'm thrilled to report that both my makeup skills and our taste in men has greatly improved over the years. Lauren and I met as strangers, but we immediately became more like sisters. Living with Lauren meant so much more than just having a roommate. It meant having a best friend and confidant. It meant meeting her family, who have treated me like family from the day that we met. It's meant being welcomed into a group of girls that 12 years later, I'm still so happy to call friends. And meeting my boyfriend, who is truly so wonderful, just not wonderful enough to be chosen as the best man for tonight's festivities. As we continue the evening, we would like to welcome the beautiful maid of honor, Lauren's sister, Justine Shepherd, to come up and say a few words.
Hi, I'm Justine, Lauren's older sister and maid of honor. Writing the speech was difficult, mainly because the last speech I gave, I was in grade 5. And whenever I have something important to write, I normally call Lauren. I promise there won't be any embarrassing stories, and I won't bring up the topic of babies. I'll leave that to Mom. I was just shy of 2 years old when I became a big sister. Mom tells me it wasn't exactly love at first sight. I was a little jealous of the new baby and was often caught stealing her bottle and pulling her hair. But that jealousy soon turned into love. I immediately changed her name from Lauren, to Lolo, and the sisterhood began. Lauren and I experienced so many childhood memories together. Growing up only 2 years apart, we were incredibly close. We shared a bedroom until we were 8 and 10 years old, and we did everything together. Or should I say, Lauren copied everything I did. Our early years were spent dancing to the Backstreet Boys, lip-syncing to Shania Twain, figure skating, playing the piano. As we grew into teens, that shifted to more mature things, like stealing each other's clothes and fighting over who got to use the computer. As sisters, we are very similar in many ways, like our love for Harry Styles. But we are also very different. In high school, Lauren was striving for straight A's, and me, not so much. Lauren moved 7 hours away to a big city, and I'm more of a hometown kind of girl. Lauren is also a very organized person, whereas I forgot my own suitcase to the bachelorette party. When Lauren moved to Ottawa, I figured she'd be back here before. When Lauren moved to Ottawa, I figured she would be here for a year or two and then come back to Chatham. Things changed around the 2-year mark when I started hearing about a boy named Justin. After hearing about a special night at a Red Blacks game, I knew she probably wasn't coming home anytime soon. Although I'm still holding out hope you guys will come back one day. As the years had gone by, I knew that Justin was the one for Lauren. He loves her unconditionally, cooks her fabulous meals, shares her sense of humor, and buys her endless amounts of flowers. But what really comes to mind when I think of Justin is just how well he fits into our big family. And that includes playing cards and getting roasted by the Chatham aunties. Justin, from day one, you felt like a second brother to me. Thank you for loving my Lolo and being there for her when we couldn't be. Okay, don't do that. Lauren, they say a little sister looks up to their big sister, but in many ways, I look up to you. The older sister is often the one who gives good advice, sets an example, and is a role model, but you do all those things for me. The best thing about having a sister is that I have a best friend for life. We will always have each other's back no matter what. You are an absolutely beautiful bride, and it was my honor to be here by your side as you married your best friend. You are a perfect couple, and I know you guys will have a long and happy marriage. If two people can live together in a 500 square foot apartment with a very needy cat, they can handle just about anything that comes their way. And now a toast to the bride and groom. Please raise your glasses and join me in toasting the new Mr. and Mrs. Field. Congrats.
Following Justine's wonderful speech, we're now going to have a couple of the boys come up. We're going to have Andrew, the best man, and Stefano, the best man supporting role, come up and say a few words for Justin.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us. For those of you who don't know me, you're probably lucked out to this point. My name's Andrew. I've had the pleasure of being Justin's best friend, best man, and being his friend for the past 15 years. So I just want to start off by thanking Jeff, Michelle, Dave, and Shirley. You guys all look amazing. You guys are all amazing. Thank you very much. Justin and Lauren, look at you guys. Justin's always looked good in a suit, though. Probably half the reason why we're here. Lauren saw this guy walking around at a Sens game and decided, game over, that guy's mine, you know? Sometimes people say the best things in life are fluke accidents. And in ways, mine and Justin's friendship started off with one. Justin and I went to the same middle school, but we didn't really know each other too well. We first met outside of the Gloucester Fair, if many of you guys are familiar with that.
Oh, yeah.
I showed up with my Italians, as Justin liked to call us back in the day. We got in line for a ride called the Zipper. It's like this Ferris wheel that spins you around in your seat. You're locked in a cage. It's pretty insane. Anyways, Anthony, Stefano, and I end up getting in line with Justin and Trevor, and off we go. We're flipping around in this cage, and next thing you know, I'm next to this big guy, and he's screaming at the top of his lungs, and if you'll excuse my language, I've never heard anybody in their life put so much joy into the words, holy shit, holy fuck. The simple things that make teenagers bond. It's incredible. But that night, now the rest of our lives, Justin and I and all our brothers here standing here today and some in the crowd, we've been inseparable, and we've come a long way. I couldn't imagine the last 15 years without you by my side, so thank you, buddy. Justin's actually spent so much time with those guys he called the Italians. He actually started to make his own pasta, pizza, uses the word bello constantly. That's fine. But you know what? If we didn't show up at that time, if you showed up a second later, then maybe none of this ever happens. Maybe nobody here is standing here today. So, best fluke accident of my life, bud. Lauren, thank you for finding your way to Ottawa and scooping this guy up. You two are tailor-made for each other. I knew from the moment you two were together how in love Justin was. You guys understand each other, laugh together, and love each other. And other than that one time, you and I and a couple others decided to have a couple drinks and cut Justin's hair. Yeah. You always, yeah, just once. We shaved like a chunk like this out of his head, that's fine. You always have him smiling ear to ear, and I couldn't ask for better for my best friend, so thank you so much. I don't have a glass with me right now, but if I did, I'd ask you guys to raise your glasses, and cheers to Mr. and Mrs. Field, all right? Cheers, guys. Cheers, guys.
I don't know anything about my friend Justin. Justin is an enigma. None of us actually know anything about him. He might as well be James Bond, and we wouldn't know it. If you know Justin, though, you know that he's actually a very private guy. He's a private person. He doesn't talk about himself, which is actually, it's a good quality. But when it comes to the people that you've been friends with for almost 20 years, it's a fault sometimes. But when he told me, we were sitting in a pool one day, and he came, and he was so excited to tell me that he started hanging out with this girl that worked for the Senators, and everybody likes this girl, man. Everybody. I'm hanging out with this girl. He doesn't talk about anything. I don't know anything about this guy. But he was so excited to brag about hanging out with Lauren. That's when I knew that this guy was absolute toast. This guy was done. But it's such a beautiful thing that when I tell people that my best friend is getting married, they look at me and they ask, which one? We have an incredible group of friends here. I can look at every single one of us. Every single one of us could look at each other and say, that's my best friend. And we've had Lauren here for the past few years, and Justin's given us a best friend for life. We've noticed how incredibly happy she makes him, how good a care she takes of him. And we couldn't be happier to have you a part of the family. Thank you so much for having us all part of your day. We wish you nothing but good health, good happiness. Thank you so much, guys. Cheers.
We would now like to welcome Justin's mom, Shirley, to join us up here.
Sego, bonne soirée, good evening, family and friends. I'm so happy that you could all join us to witness Justin and Lauren's special day. As a First Nations woman, it's customary to acknowledge the Algonquin Nation, whose traditional and unceded territory we're gathered upon for this beautiful evening. Justin's really nervous right now about my comments. Justin, my son, my feelings right now of emotion range from pride, love, joy, excitement, and so much happiness. You know, there are so many moments as parents that you remember of your child's life. And I think of Justin's birth in Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island, when your father and I first got to hold you in our arms. Your first steps, your first day at school at St. Mary's, playing the violin with Trevor T. and Mr. Troy McCartney. Then there were those early morning hockey practices in Winchester, Metcalfe, Castleman. The Thompsons can relate to, right? Cold rinks, really early. Then there was the moment in time where you drove, first time on your own, the Beauty Mobile. And today, on this very special day, your wedding day to your beautiful bride, Lauren. I might be a little biased, but I'm sure I'm not alone when I say that Justin is a kind, generous person that could be described as having a heart of gold. He is a person of exceptional character, and as a mother, I could not have asked for a better son. Justin, you make the world a better, happier place. But just when I thought my son couldn't be any happier, I got this, "Hey Mom, I have something to tell you" moment. And, you know, as Stefano has mentioned, Justin's a very private person, man of little words, keeps his cards very close to his chest. And when he's disclosing something to his mother, I don't get the news until it's bait. It's bait, right? And it was bait. "Mom, I met this girl at work." So of course, typical cop, I start with my 50,000 questions, right? When am I gonna meet her? Who is she? Where's she from? Like, you know, blah, blah, blah. So, but I got to meet Lauren, and I'm just overwhelmed today, so. But Lauren, you are a loving, caring, nurturing, strong, independent, beautiful woman, and I just love you. I consider myself very fortunate to have you as my daughter-in-law. Know that I will give you all my love and support, and welcome you, Lexi, Michelle and Jeff, and Justine and Brady. Woohoo! You're just an exceptional family, and I love spending time with all of you. Now, I would like to call upon my uncle, Gordon Oak, to join me while we honor the new couple in a traditional Indigenous manner. Justin and Lauren, as you know, Uncle Gordy is an elder in our community in Ganzadage. And perhaps some of you are unaware, but Justin is from the Mohawk Nation. And when he was a baby, he was gifted a Mohawk name by his grandmother, Tata Francis. His Mohawk name is Anosenose, which means new name for the new baby. So, Justin, you need to know that that name comes with a lot of honor from your late grandmother. So, Gordon, and I'm going to ask Justin and Lauren to come up here, please.
My cousin Shirley asked me to say a few words. Few words, thank you. This little deal I have tonight is probably coming from a different point of view for a lot of you. I'm a Mohawk person. Proud, strong. That's who we are. Justin, you're a Mohawk man. You're taking this beautiful woman on a trip, on a voyage that the two of you will share together. I can only wish you peace, health, harmony, and lots of love. Honestly, I wish both of you the best with all my heart. Justin, be proud of your Mohawk upbringing. Your grandfather, your great-grandfathers, all of our families, we are very proud of you tonight. Lauren, welcome to the family. Nyawa.
Nyawa, Uncle Gordy. So as a mother, along with our ancestors who have departed for the spirit world, here's my wish for the happy newlyweds. I hope that you remember to be patient and kind to one another, even on the tough days. I hope that years and decades from now, when you're old and gray, you are still in love with one another, just as you are now, and remember and reflect upon this very special day that you have shared with your friends and your family. Let us toast to the happy newlyweds.
Thank you, everyone. We hope you've been enjoying your evening so far. We'd like to continue the fun by asking Lauren's parents, Jeff and Michelle, to step up to the microphone and say a few words for newlyweds.
Hello, I'm Michelle. I'm the mother of the bride and Justin's favorite mother-in-law. So Jeff and I are going to tag team tonight because we both have things that we want to say to the happy couple. But we promise we're going to keep it short because we want to get this party started. So first of all, I just want to say thanks to everybody in the room for being here of this special occasion. You know, we know that a lot of people traveled a long distance to be here. We know people took time off work. We know people had to get childcare for their babies, and we just, you know, we deeply appreciate the effort that you made to be here with us today. So thank you so much. And I wanted to give a shout out to the bride and groom for this amazing wedding that they planned. It was just so unbelievable to walk in here today and see your vision come to life. And it was your vision, Justin. 100%. Right? Beautiful. And on that note, to your amazing vendors who pulled this together. Incredible. Okay, so on to this happy stuff. So I've written this speech about 15 times. It's really hard to express everything that I'm feeling today, but I'm going to give it a whirl. So what can I say about being Lauren's mom, other than simply put, oh no. Okay, good. Other than simply put, it's been a dream. Our little Lolo was such a great baby. She was always happy and always smiling. As a toddler, her two favorite things were watching Barney and following her big sister around like a shadow. When Lauren was 4, she became a big sister and was obsessed with her baby brother Brady, and she still is today. Brady. Yeah, you are too. That's a problem, but we'll talk about that later. Anyway. She was quite literally the perfect middle child. I've always referred to Lauren as the lover of the family. She's very affectionate, she's quick to give hugs and kisses, and she never ever misses an opportunity to say, "I love you." From an early age, Lauren was focused and very goal-oriented. She's very independent and never afraid to try new things, so we really shouldn't have been surprised when she packed up after graduation and moved to Ottawa. Gotta get my page numbers, here we go. So it turns out that was a really good decision. She quickly embraced life in this beautiful new city, exploring new places and making lots of new friends. And then she met Justin. I still remember 5 years ago when Lauren called me and she said, "I've been talking to a really nice guy from work." And my first response was, as a mother, but also as a human resources professional, was, "Oh, honey, that's not a good idea." But as the weeks and months went by, the name Justin just started coming up more and more frequently. And every time that we spoke, I would get just a few more details. He's very nice. He's super tall. He's very handsome. His friends are really fun. And his family is so nice. So then I began to wonder if this nice, tall, handsome man with the great friends and family might actually be the one. Before long, we were able to meet Justin for ourselves and confirm that he was, in fact, all of those things and so much more. So having Lauren away from home has been really hard, I'm not going to lie, but knowing that she had Justin with her has made it much easier. And I wanted to say to Justin's mom, Shirley, and to his dad, David, and well, I'll get back to you in a second. I want to say thank you for raising a kind and thoughtful son. And Chelsea, thank you for being a great sister to Justin, and I know that you're going to be an amazing sister-in-law to Lauren. As parents, you hope that your daughter will find someone who is loving, encouraging, loyal, hardworking, and respectful. Justin, you check all of those boxes. And we're just so happy that you found Lauren, we are just so happy that Lauren has found someone like you to be by her side. Stop. And finally, to my Lolo, what a stunning bride you are today. I have one sentence left. Just one. Watching you grow from a little girl into the beautiful bride that you are today has filled me with immense joy. I am so proud of you, And I'm so proud of the wonderful young woman that you have become. I wish you both a lifetime of love and happiness. Okay, it's Daddy's turn now. We'll hug after.
Okay. I was gonna bring my red wine up, but Justin is still too close. And cringe.
You got it?
So hi, I'm Jeff, the father of the bride and newly appointed father-in-law to Justin. I also wanted to take a minute to thank the staff here at the NAC for terrific service and the delicious meal, and also to all of the amazing vendors, as Michelle mentioned, who really brought Lauren and Justin's, I did it too, Justine, Lauren and Justin's wedding vision to life. Please give them a hand. So, to be honest, I was mostly kept in the dark about a lot of the finer details of the wedding plans. Well, that is until it was time to pay some bills and e-transfer some cash, and I think you get the picture. But to Lauren and Justin, as Michelle said, great job on planning such a beautiful event in a beautiful setting, and thank God for the beautiful weather today. I mean, that was amazing. I'd also like to acknowledge the beautiful young ladies and young gentlemen in the wedding party and sincerely thank them for all that they've done for Justin and Lauren over the last 5 years, not just today. Girls, you're all beautiful. Thank you so much. Steffi, my daughter from the north. Little Letterkenny, Ontario. Mal, my girlfriend. And guys, I mean, you cleaned up pretty well today too. I mean, let's not leave you out. We had kind of a good time this morning, and on the bus was just okay too. I've got some video afterwards if anybody wants to, okay. So they say that time flies. I can attest that from February 12th, 1992 until today, walking my daughter down the aisle has really gone by in a flash. Lauren, you're a beautiful bride. And I was so proud to walk you down the aisle today. You've accomplished so much in your young life, not the least of which was finding such a great young man to take as your husband. When it comes to Lauren and the relationship that we share, it's special, just like it is with Justine and with Brady. But the major difference being that phone calls with Lauren either start out with a very sweet, melodic, "Hi, Daddy," or they start out with a very tearful, "Dad, I really need your help with something." At a very young age, Lauren learned that in times of crisis, her dad, of course, was her first go-to call. Sort of 911 dad, if you will, but I wouldn't have it any other way. I was going to offer up a little story on one such call, but honestly, there were so many, I really couldn't choose just one. So instead, I want to share the beginning of her journey that brought her to Ottawa and ultimately to Justin. Lauren, I'll always remember the day that I drove you to Ottawa for your first job interview here. I gave you a little good luck charm to help you seal the deal that day. And in the car, we spent hours talking about, what it could mean to land a job here, and of course, the move here, how this job could evolve into other opportunities, how it could be a stepping stone in what was sure to be a great career of a determined, smart, hardworking young lady. Through it all, I admit that I still didn't really want to think about the fact that you'd be 7 hours away from us actually doing this job. Anyways, we arrived in Canada, had dinner, and then turned in for the night at the hotel. Both of us excited for the interview the next morning. Was I confident in your ability to land that job? Yes. And was I excited for you on that day? Absolutely. Even an early morning fire alarm at the hotel would not upset you that day. Kind of screwed up our breakfast plans. But it didn't rock your boat one little bit to have constantly ringing alarm bells, a very loud fire truck, and about 10 firefighters running through the lobby of the hotel. Nope, not you. You put on your game face, you were determined, and of course, you rocked that interview. Got the job, and you were on your way to starting a new life in Ottawa. I never imagined that day would somehow lead to this one. How short-sighted of me, because the rest, as I say, is history. Fast forward a couple of years, and now on to this Justin fellow that I was starting to hear more and more about. Similar to wedding planning, old Dad was left out a lot of the details. There were no detailed conversations, so I kind of had to gather what I could before finally just outright asking Lauren about him before we actually met him. A bit shy and quiet at first, it was nonetheless easy to see the qualities that attracted Lauren to him. He also clearly had good taste. I mean, it's Lauren. Justin was welcomed into our family right away, and he really fit in rather quickly. I mean, let's face it, a guy who not only appreciated our daughter for who she was, but also enjoyed hockey, football, golf, was a good fit for Brady and I, at least. So the boys have been able to share many stories about experiences of life at the rink, trade deadlines, fantasy team picks, our favorite NHL and NFL teams, which don't really align. But that's okay. A Leafs fan can also cheer for the Sens. Well, some, maybe not some at that table. Yeah. All to say that we can openly share our team's successes and hardships with each other. And now to you both, and to my wife. Michelle and I just celebrated 35 years of marriage on Monday. Maybe later. So I'll offer just a few pieces of advice. Number one, never stop learning from each other. People change, environments change, so take the time to understand what is changing about each other and why. Never stop trying to figure each other out. Trust me, there are still days when we're trying to figure each other out 35 years later. Like yesterday.
Like yesterday. Yesterday was not good.
Number two, cut each other some slack. Not everything in life is so important that it's worth squabbling over. So let things slide if something really is inconsequential. And finally, number three, find the fun and laughter in everything that you do. Although you are each serious and determined people, you both have a great sense of humor. Random movie lines, anyone? And that humor will continue to be important throughout the years of your marriage. And lastly, I'll share one hope and one truth. Every father hopes that his daughter will marry only the best. And the one truth is that a dad is the first man that a daughter will love. Justin, I knew the day that you called me did Gretzky say? I promised Mess I wasn't going to do this. Justin, I knew the day that you called me to ask for Lauren's hand in marriage, that you were the best fit, and that you would be the man that deserved her love forever. We just want to, again, welcome you to our family, and we wish you both a long, healthy, and happy marriage, blessed with a loving family. And now, everyone, let's raise a toast, preferably with red wine away from Justin. Cheers to the newlyweds, Justin and Lauren.
All right, and now for the reason that we are all here this evening, we are thrilled to welcome Lauren and Justin to the podium. Please give a big round of applause for the Fields!
Thank you, everyone. Good evening, everyone. We just wanted to start by saying thank you for everyone joining us today. Like, we can't thank everyone enough. There's so many people here who've driven so far, more than half the room. So thank you so much for joining us on our special day.
We hope everyone has enjoyed the evening so far. Ready? Many years ago now, I made a huge life decision, as you've all heard in many of the speeches tonight, to move to Ottawa. My mom complained it was way too far, and I told her, don't worry, I'll be back soon. But little did I know that a few months after moving here, I would meet my future husband. And all of you would have to travel 7 hours down the 401 to see me in a wedding dress. So thank you very much. And thank you so much for being here. But in all seriousness, when we started planning this day, we started thinking about the fact for the first time in over 5 years, we'll be lucky enough to have everyone we love all together in the same room. One of the things you don't think about when you start dating someone from another city is that your friends and family don't get to see each other as often as you'd like them to. For a lot of you, this is the first time meeting each other in person, and having everyone together in the same room could not be more perfect. If you didn't notice, we've been taking it in and enjoying it all evening, and that's all we could ask for in our perfect day.
We have so many thank yous to begin with. Obviously, Nathan, you're right there. Stephanie, you're right there. Thank you so much. You guys have been awesome, telling our story, being here for us all day. Awesome MCs. Everyone give them a round of applause.
You two aren't too bad. Not too bad.
Not bad, eh?
Not bad.
Thank you guys both for just telling our story so perfectly. So we appreciate you. Obviously, everyone's thanked them so many times, but another thank you to all the vendors who've helped us out through this day, through the last few months. Just everything. It's awesome. We can't thank you enough.
We have so many other thank yous, but we'll start with my parents. There will never be enough ways to say thank you. But first, we did want to give a huge shout out because they did just celebrate 35 years of marriage on Monday evening. Unfortunately, I think they spent the night prepping for our rehearsal dinner and finalizing their speech, but I'm sure it was everything they hoped for and then some. But really, thank you for all of the late night FaceTime calls, for putting up with our breakdowns over our undelivered wedding invitations, and above all, everything you've done to make this day possible for us. From day one, you have been nothing but supportive and loving for me and Justin, and we are so, so grateful.
Thank you so much for just opening your arms, inviting me to the family. So many more weekends, house renovations, awesome dinners. My friend Stefan is going to teach me some new recipes. So we're going to have an awesome time. Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be part of the family.
Shirley and David, thank you so much for raising Justin into the man he is today. He is perfect. Perfect for me. And thank you for welcoming me into your family with such open arms. I love you both so much.
To my mom and dad, I love you guys so much. You've always supported both of us. You've always been there for us. I am the person today because of both of you. You've been there for me when I've needed it most and guided me, so thank you so much for all you've done and continue to do. I love you both. Fellas, you guys look awesome tonight. You look sharp. Thank you so much for being here for me, for Lauren on our biggest day. You guys have been awesome. Words don't describe. You guys mean so much to me. So thank you so much. I love you all.
Our lovely groomsmen, you all look absolutely incredible tonight and still somehow look sober, which is impressive at 8:30. When Justin and I first started hanging out, I would hear stories about this crazy, wild group. And quite honestly, it was really hard to keep track of who was who. And then September and football season rolled around. Justin decided at that point that he wanted to bring me to lunch with 16 of his closest friends. You can imagine how intimidating that was, especially for me, who wasn't really sure where this whole thing was going. But from my first day walking into the Zagaria household for lunch, I felt like family. Finding your soulmate is pretty great, and it's even better when it comes with an amazing group of guys. Not to mention incredible spouses. I have to give a shout out to my girls as well, because I wouldn't know them without them, and they mean the world to me. I cannot thank you all enough for welcoming me into the group with open arms, 57 group chats, and extremely questionable humor. Thank you so much for standing beside us on the best day of our lives.
To my best man, Andrew. We love you so much. We love to give you a hard time, but you're the greatest guy in the world. You're the greatest guy we know. Like Andrew's story, like Andrew and I grew up on the same street. We quickly became friends 15 or so years ago. We've been close ever since. He's a huge reason why I've met half of this group, why we're so close. He's our glue guy. He is the best guy in the world. 3 great qualities about Andrew. He's the most generous person in the world. He brings people together, and he loves taking us to the most expensive restaurants in whatever city we're in. So he's the best. Like generous, like only Andrew Crusoe would come to my house after work every day for a week, spend his time painting our bedroom, our hallway, our living room, our other living room, our basement, our other basement, until 2 a.m, blasting Andrea Bocelli. So, we love you, Andrew. Whenever I proposed to Lauren, I knew without a question you'd be the best man. Like, I knew everything would go off without a hinge. Like, thank you so much. Like, you've made everything perfect. I knew I could count on you. I love you. You're the best. You're the best. And I know your birthday's coming up on December 15th or 17th or whatever, but let's go back to canoe, okay? Okay.
To my maid of honor, Justine, you've been my best friend since I was born, and the greatest maid of honor that I could ever ask for. Growing up, we shared and fought over clothes, hobbies, friends, and anything else you could think of. Even though we're 7 hours apart, I'm so thankful for technology that keeps us closer than ever. Thank you so much for everything you've done for me in the past 15 months. From the bridal brunch to the bachelorette to the bridal shower, you exceeded all of my TikTok expectations and then some. You were always there to pick up a FaceTime and tell me you either love my outfit or you absolutely hated it. Tonight, you even stood in front of 100 people and gave a speech about me. Huge moves. When this is all over in a few minutes, you can finally sit back and relax. And I can't wait to meet you at the bar and take a shot. I love you.
To the bridesmaids. You guys all look beautiful. You all look so beautiful tonight. Thank you so much for being here. Like, I know you've all traveled. It means the world to Lauren. It means the world to me. We're both so happy that you could all be here on our big day. You guys are the best. It's awesome having Lauren have a friend group like I have with my guys. You guys are so tight-knit, and it's anytime I come back to visit you in Chatham or Toronto or wherever it is, it's the best. You treat me like I'm in the group, and I can't wait to go back to Chatham and get in some trouble with you guys. So, yeah, let's go. I love you guys.
My girls, you know you mean the world to me. I love you and appreciate you more than you will ever know. Thank you so much for traveling near and far to be here today on the best day of our lives. It means the absolute world to us.
I haven't said this before. To my wife. Easy. To my wife, Lauren. You're my best friend in the whole world. You're my rock. I'm so lucky to be standing up here next to you. Thank you so much for putting this on. It's beautiful. I was involved in every single second of it. No, but in serious, my job basically the last month was to fill up Lauren's wine glass when she was
Empty, yeah.
basically empty and do just last minute details. So I've seen everything. I know how hard you worked on all this. I'm so lucky to be with you, standing up here. It's an awesome evening. I love you so much, and I can't wait for our next chapter.
To my husband. They say to fall in love with someone who is both your safe space and your greatest adventure. And what a perfect way to sum up our love story. You keep me on my toes while making me feel safe, supported, loved, and most importantly, heard. Loving you is the easiest thing I've ever done. Thank you for being the amazing partner that you are and for making me smile every single day. You always remember that it's the little things that matter most, and I promise to never take that for granted. Seriously, if I counted every flower in this room, it still would not equal what Justin has come home with in the last 5 years. Thank you for giving me a day that's even better than I can imagine, and for continuing to build this amazing life with me. I'm so excited for what's next. I love you.
All right. I think we all want to go to the bar. Thank you guys all so much. It means the world that you're here, but the party's just starting. So go grab a drink. Let's go to the dance floor. Let's have a great night. Everyone, cheers. Cheers.